Welcome to another edition of Health Elevation Corner with me, your girl, Jenni Russell. I do hope, like me, you too remember that you are blessed and highly favored, a magnet for miracles, the solution to someone's problem, and the answer to someone's prayer. And today, I hope, being that this is a week where we're able to get out and let go and go to the shops and let our hair down and get our hair did and get our toes done and whatever else, we're able to cover a topic that is quite important to speak about, and I was asked to cover, and that conversation is constipation. What a conversation. So not being able to release, not being able to get rid of and holding on to our toxic, undigested waste that stays in the body. So I just want to make a point here and let you know that a compacted colon can weigh as much as 10 pounds. There are 14 pounds in 1 stone, which is 6 kilos. So that's a lot of weight to be holding on to. That means that we are full of doo-doo and we need to release it, right? But if a full colon can weigh as much as 10 pounds or more, because it always varies person to person, and a full bladder can weigh as much as 4 pounds, that's an extra stone of weight that you're carrying around, and that really isn't good. But also it means there's an extra stone of toxic weight that we are carrying around. So we need to be able to release it. And I've done many talks on many occasions when we should really be going to the toilet after every meal, within an hour or so of every meal, where people are going to the toilet once, twice, 3 times a week. Now that really definitely is an issue that, if not looked after down the road long term, that can create other problems. Because remember, that means that you've got waste, toxins, which has been processed, that's been sent to the colon to be eliminated, that is not shifting. Now, the colon at the bottom has the sigmoid colon, is a little curve at the base, and that's where a lot of the compacted stool ends up, and that's where a lot of the bowel issues and the bowel colon cancers and things start. They begin in here. So we've got to think about making sure that once we're taking food in, it's able to feed ourselves the way it's supposed to and give us the energy we need and repair ourselves and rebuild us and refresh us and restore us. And what we don't need needs to be moved on. That's what needs to happen. So the small intestine, the small intestine is actually, it's smaller in diameter, but it's longer than the large intestine. But that's where most of once it goes through the stomach into that intestine, the receptors that are in there actually begin to start to break down that food. And what happens is they get digestive enzymes from the pancreas and the bile from the liver that allows them to do that, and goes into the small intestine and starts to break it down. Once it's broken that food down, it then moves through this portal vein, goes into the liver to be finished off, to be processed, and then what happens is the nutrition via the bloodstream is then given around the body to give us the energy to repair ourselves, to rebuild, to restore and refresh. As I said, that's what's supposed to happen. What isn't used is then sent to the large intestine, which is the colon, and then that is sent there to be finally processed, and then that comes out through the anal canal, and that comes out, and it's our stool. We know that in there, friendly bacteria produce most of the B vitamins even, vitamin A, vitamin K, and this lactic byproduct, which actually helps with the peristalsis, the movement out of the colon. And what should happen is, in that part there should be 85% friendly bacteria and 15% non-friendly bacteria. But for most people's diet and lifestyles today, emotional lifestyles, nutritional lifestyles, hydrational lifestyles, poor dietary habits, it's the other way around. And so many of these issues we're having with our organs, with our colon, many of the cancers are really becoming a problem. I would suggest you invest in this book here, How to Eat, Move and Be Healthy. I would also suggest you invest in this book here. I wrote it, yes, right? It would really help you. I wrote on the summary in here that you have to remember that flatter abs are a direct reflection of good and bad health practices. It's important to understand that just as the gut is the foundation of your health, your stool is the evidence. And so once we begin to understand that our stool is the evidence, we are able to understand Paul's idea of drawing a poopy lineup, and able to understand, is one of those stools telling us that we're dehydrated? we've got too much fat and processed food in our diets, that we need to reevaluate our diet, that we can't break down foods to flush out undigested food particles, telling us things because our stool tells us something. So really, you should look back into the toilet and kind of figure out what's going on. If you're suffering from diarrhea, it really is a combination. Your body's trying to detoxify, but even if you're constipated, your body's still trying to detoxify. It's trying its hardest to detoxify. And the three systems that run our body: digestive system number 1, detoxification system number 2, hormonal system number 3. You're going to create issues in those systems, but this is what runs. The gut is the foundation of your health. It's the mother system, and it's closely followed by the detoxification system, because digestion happens, then detoxification happens, and elimination should happen. They're going to have an effect on hormone production, on what happens within the body, and whether there's a stress environment that happens. So understanding the importance of our water really makes a difference. Understanding the quality of our food makes a difference. Yes, I do get that, good food is expensive, but so is health. It's very, very expensive. Good health is expensive. You can't put a price on it. You can measure cost in many ways, but you can start to grow your own vegetables, or you can go to the farmer's market. You don't have to go to the supermarket, and then you get much better quality food, and you can buy what you need, and then you suddenly find it's not quite as bad as you thought it was. Okay, so that's what I really want to tell you today. I think it's really important that we understand, as I said, that if it's up to a stone extra of weight because we're not able to let things go, we have to look at the physiological load. So I look at what stresses are there. I look at the kind of sleep you're having, because the colon does its physical repair between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. So having a movement first thing in the morning is a sign of a good, healthy colon. So if you're not having this movement first thing in the morning, ask yourself that question. What's the quality of your food? Is it, if you're cooking foods in microwave, it's between 240 and 420 degrees. No nutrition can survive in that. So no matter what you say, it's quick, it's quick, it's quick. Before we had that, it wasn't about being quick, it's about being healthy. Is it more important for you to get your food quickly, devoid of nutrition, bloating the stomach, causing this little pouch we have here, causing postural and nutritional issues and backing up the detoxification system? Or is it important to actually take your time and cook that food and get what you need? Have a glass of water half an hour before you eat. Create a cephalic response. Get the saliva and digestive enzymes going in the mouth. Chew the food until it liquefies so that it's able to go into the stomach. The stomach acids can actually do what they need to do, send it into the small intestine, get those liquids and enzymes from the pancreas and the bile from the liver to break it down, send it into the liver to process it, give us the nutrition into the blood to repair, to restore, to rebuild, to refresh, and give us the energy, and then shift the rest into the large colon where the friendly bacteria can deal with it, the B vitamins, the stuff that needs to be there, and we can have that movement. I will clip in a little video of where you need to be to get that shifting, because sitting on the toilet, for many of us, that colon neck is strangled and we're not quite emptying. So I'll show you the squat position we need to be in. That hole in the toilet they had back in, they used to have way back, they're still having it in India and Japan and many places, allows them to empty their colon better. You have a much better evacuation and you're much less likely to suffer from the long-term consequences, having to have colon restriction or having to worry about bowel cancers, if you have a healthy digestive detoxification system and you're able to eliminate really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the position for where the bladder neck is not strangled. So this is when people go to the hole in the ground in Japan or India, and they have that hole in the ground. Then the colon can fully empty, and that's a good way for the colon to empty. But what happens is where the thighs are there, they help to massage the colon and allow the transit straight down. Much better, much cleaner than when you finish. It's a great way of using the bum to stand yourself. Any rotational movements through the waist will actually stimulate, circling here, can stimulate the colon, any movement through the waist. If you want to know anything more, you want to get any more information, www.jenni with an I, Jenni, Jennifer minus the FER, Russell.com, at Pelvic Secrets on Twitter and Instagram, and Jenni Russell on LinkedIn and Facebook. But until next week, remember you are fearfully and wonderfully made. What goes in gets used well. Flatter stomach, fatter ab, better shaped butt. Out it comes. Life is good. Until then, take care.